Hi guys, welcome to Shop with Sally. I'm Sally Lyndley and this is my styling studio. And this week I want to talk to you about another one of my favorite personal style themes, the bombshell. So I have always loved dressing in many different styles, and I think part of what I love about being a stylist is the fact that I can dress in different styles, personal styles and themes based on how I feel or what situation I'm in or what I'm doing. And bombshell's always been a category of dressing that I've always adored. I think that it's interesting when women like to dress to be sexy and be powerful at the same time, and that's what I consider a bombshell to be. So bombshell was really kind of the whole concept of it was brought about with Jean Harlow in the 1920s and 30s. She was considered the first bombshell actress in the old movies, and one thing I loved about her, she was like one of the first platinum blondes, like super fun actress, really funny and super sexy, always in like a sexy slip dress kind of bodycon glamorous moment. So I feel like Jean Harlow kind of made the way for a lot of other bombshells that came further down the line, from Brigitte Bardot and Marilyn Monroe to, Sophia Loren and women like that. And then in the modern day, when I think of bombshells, I think of women like Penelope Cruz. Jennifer Lawrence, to me, is very much a modern bombshell. She has an incredible body. There's Selma Hayek. And then, from the fashion world, like a Stephanie Seymour type, where you have a beautiful, bodacious woman, not skinny, not emaciated, with real women's curves. So to me, bombshell dressing is really about embracing and making your sexuality a powerful part of your appearance. And, it can be something that, yes, the bombshell tends to be highly sexualized in the way they look, in the sense that they're showing off their body, but doesn't mean that they look slutty. You can absolutely make the bombshell look very chic. So I'm going to put some of my favorite books of the women that I mentioned before, and I have one favorite book that I've had since I was a teenager called The Bombshell Manual of Style. And it's Lauren Stover, a writer, wrote it. I love the illustrations are by Ruben Toledo, who's an incredible illustrator. And they just do a really cool take on what bombshell dressing is, and they take a really good kind of character study of all those women who kind of defined bombshell in everywhere from the 20s into the 60s and 70s. So, to me, in the 60s and 70s, as the women's revolution happened, women became a little less sexy in the same way as when it started, like in the 20s, and so the revolution and women's rights kind of changed everything in the 60s and 70s when people started to burn their bra and all that kind of good stuff. So, I like really looking at the bombshell era as finding a modern, chic way to take the sexy dressing that kind of started to come about in the 20s and 30s and really lasted into the 50s. So the next couple days, you'll see the clothing and accessories recommendations as well as the beauty recommendations for these women. And I'll also recommend some movies to watch, some things that are on Netflix and Amazon for streaming. And, this is I think the important thing to remember when you're looking at bombshell dressing is, like, this is a really fun way to dress when you're going on dates, or when you're in the market for a boyfriend or a husband. And I think that the important thing to remember is that you don't have to be slutty or give up or be weak because you're being sexually powerful or wearing body conscious clothing, or showing off your gorgeous curves. I think that there can definitely be a lot of chicness and a lot of empowerment inside of this conversation. And I love a modern woman who's able to embrace their sexiness and their curves and their body, and be able to use that, because there is an awesome power behind that women have that men do not have. So I am all for embracing your inner bombshell and dressing like that for fun, for sure, when you're going out on the weekends or when you're going out with your husband or your boyfriend on a date. I think that's the most kind of fun time to take on the bombshell persona. Now, you can take it on at work. I know women who do it. It can work, but you just have to be able to not distract men in the process, because sometimes that can happen. Distracting men can be a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing if they can't focus on what they're supposed to do. But, it's about learning how to harness that power. It's about learning how to harness the awesomeness of the Bombshell dressing and, you know, not make it look slutty. So this week is going to be my inspirations around bombshell dressing, and I'm looking forward to styling you guys into a bombshell moment. So have an awesome day, and I will see you guys tomorrow with my clothing list, and check out all the links below on all my favorite Bombshell books, movies, and anything else I can find that's inspiring. So have a good one. I'll see you guys later. Ciao.